Here are my 5 players to watch at VCT Champions. First up is Leaf from C9 Blue. Now, this guy is insane on a jet. I think pretty much everybody knows that.
The dash in is Leaf playing on the other side of the Cloudburst, good for 1. Dancing around the ground to get a second, a couple shots to the back of the head, looked for the 3rd, but Vanity was able to clean it up, but 3K.
But at the last event, he finished ahead of Babybay, Asuna, and a bunch of other big names. In North America, he can hold his own, but when he moves to the international stage, that's going to be a different test altogether. And keep in mind, he's on Cloud9, a team that previously had TenZ. This player has gone on to be one of the biggest names in the world, and so Leaf has got some pretty big boots to fill at Champions.
Yeah, dap's in a great position. He finds one on the way out as well, just down to Leaf, but he can make this costly. This is where Reynas are born. This is where Reynas are bred. One more, yep, now the duelists are starting to come through. He avoids the flash! Leaf, no way!
Next up, no surprise, it's going to be Nats. Now, Nats is one of the best lurkers in the world for Gambit. We know that this team is one of the top teams in the world because they won the last international event. And that's going to be a big factor in my opinion. Now, moving into Champions, you've got to look at Gambit as a top tier team. They're the ones to beat with the target on their back. That wasn't really the case back at Masters 3. They had a little bit more freedom because teams weren't that scared of them, especially the ones from overseas. Now, absolutely everybody will be gunning for Gambit. And Nats on that lurk play that involves a lot of catching your opponents off guard, well, now they've got your VODs. They've got all those tapes of how you like to play, and so he's going to have to reinvent himself a lot.
We thought Nats had snuffed by Mixwell. It turns out it was the other way around. Nats now having to clutch this one out. No idea where Mixwell is, and the snake bite not quite clearing the angle. He's about to run to site, reloading, and Mixwell completely whiffs. Nats clutches it out. 3 kills, 5 rounds. There seems to be no way for G2 to get off the starting point.
Adapting to that kind of challenge is not easy, so I'm going to keep my eye on whether Nats can now hold his own against the best in the world now that they're out to get him.
He basically needs to be a hero for them once again, but this is what this man seems to do best. Already finding 2 kills on the site. His 3rd comes up as well. They just can't deal with this Cypher. 4 kills. He was alone for the majority, and Shados is there to close it.
Next up, Navarra. Now, when you think of Liquid, you'll often think about Scream, but you might be surprised to know that his brother's still putting up some Scream-like figures, even though he's not playing the Jet or the Reyna. He's not going in there getting these easy dismisses and exits out of fights. Instead, he's playing much more nerfed roles like your Killjoy, your Sova, your Viper. Still, though, managing to deliver on an insane level. First time on stream, the man pulled out an ace in his first round. I mean, if anything, that should have been a tone setter.
Now that is a shock dart by the box. Spike is already getting a good bit of damage. Navarra starting off with a triple. If this man starts his career with an ace, I'm speechless. This cannot happen. This is scripted. This is unreal. This is a fantasy world. Swing it. See the shoulder. Do me the favor. Stab her and he should get it. Please do me the favor. Navarra swing. Let it do it. And he gets that ace. How do you want to start a career with a bang?
The brother buff in full effect coming into Champions. Navarra will definitely have the eyes of the majority of the international audience because of his brother's name. Now he's going to make a name of his own, and that means delivering big at Champions. cNed is one of Turkey's finest, so he's made it onto the list with his operator plays. When we talk about cNed, obviously you're going to know that he's one of the best players in the world.
Shadow needs to be careful here. They're just going to peek out. And Angel tries to trade off of it. Oh my god, that's an insane shot from cNed. How does he do that?
You can't be doing that. It's absolutely magic he performs.
You got to look at how his team plays around him as well. Not only does he have the individual skill to take on pretty much any name that you can think of, but he's also got a team that thrives on just setting him up and letting him play however he wants to. When we went to the last international event, cNed proved that he could show up on LAN and hold his own against some of the best in the world, but he still didn't feel like his EMEA self. When we see him playing on those EMEA streams, he is destroying from the comfort of his home or from a boot camp. Now, when we look into this Masters event, they're on LAN, they're seeing the players across from him. I think it might have had him a little bit uncomfortable. Also, playing against different metas is incredibly difficult. Coming into Champions, though, he's got that little bit of extra experience under his belt, and I think that's going to help him to break through the ceiling that he was hitting last time and deliver on new heights.
What a catch, but it's cNed, a 1v2. Has to respect it, has to go through the wall as well. Gonna find one, gets away. It's now on Steel here. And time is on cNed's side this time, but Steel kept going. He kept looking for that fight. And cNed down to 35 HP. Steel a little better off here. Gonna try and deny some angles from him. Steel could do with this one. He doesn't expect the peek again. It's still a miss, but that one isn't. cNed's got it 3 for him.
So, as an international viewer, you'll be familiar with most of the names that we've put forward so far, but I'm going to throw a little curveball in there. It's a player that even if you know his name, you probably don't know how he plays Valorant. Lackey. Sadly, we didn't get to see this guy at the last international event, okay, except for one map. It ended 13-2, so I don't want to even look at his statistics for that game. We have to be real. Lackey is one of the most hyped players in the world. He has got so much. If you talk to any Korean fans, they will tell you how good this guy is. And over on New Turn, that was certainly the case. He was the star of the team.
Lackey doing his best to stop this tidal wave of attackers, and with 3 kills under his belt, he's doing a damn good job. Boaster all alone. The Astra we saw in the early round, putting the gravity well down on long and slowing the attack. Now, or the defense rather, now alone and gone.
Now, though, not really in the best of positions. He's on a team of Vision Strikers who have a really deep bench, which is why he only got to play one map at the last event. It was a quarterfinal game. They saved him for that and pulled him out on just the one map. Now, we want to see him coming into the next event, delivering at least 2 maps, a little bit more, and so does he. Think about it from his perspective. He's gone from one of the best in his region to all of a sudden being a guy who occasionally pops up and gets 13-2'd. I think he's got an image to recover, and he'll be set out to really make a name for himself here on the international stage.